Okay, can I... No, it's the same... Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Let's get it up on here. Right. Okay. I think we are up and running.
Looks like we're unstuck.
Looks like we're unstuck, yes. Do you know what? Oh, so let's turn this down. While I switched everything off and then I just gave it a second or two. While I was on here, my television comes up with, I've usually got it on a news program or another program which is called Talk TV, and they are quite vociferous in what they say about what's going on in this country. And at the moment, they're talking about the police and how they're calling it two-tiered policing, where some people will get stopped and arrested and some people doing worse will just let go because of their ethnicity. This is what is being said at the moment.
I was watching some videos about that granny.
Well, I've just seen on here, Wills, and I think it is absolutely disgraceful. And I would not down the police for one moment because they have got quite a job to do. But I think it's going a little bit skyward at the moment. I have just seen on here, it was at a demonstration somewhere, and there was two young ladies. One was pushing a pram, so I would imagine, because it was a pram and not a pushchair, though it doesn't always matter these days so much, that it was probably a very, very young baby in it. She was pushing it, and obviously the person by her side... No, I wouldn't want to do their job either. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't sort of have a downer on them at all, but things are getting a little bit skewy. This lady, and there was another one of about the same age as her standing by her, so I would assume that they were friends out together. This lady was pushing her baby in a pram, and there was a
no thank you.
There was a demonstration going on a little bit further down the road, and she was just stood there, and it didn't show on this video what had gone on before. But what it did show was about 4 policemen around her, pulled her away from the pram, handcuffed her, and took her and locked her in their van, left the baby in the pram, and it was by chance, I would imagine the one with her was her friend, took hold of the pram. But come on, you don't know. Where's that baby going to go? Who's going to have hands on it? Goodness knows what this young girl did, and I don't think it looked like she did anything much. She must have been saying something about the demonstration that was going on, and the blinking police just come up and grabbed her. I can't believe what I've just seen. Incredible. But no, I do agree with you, Wills. My mum always used to say the same thing. She used to say, you can't have a downer on the police because when you think of what they've got to do, what things they've got to mop up, they're the ones that are, go to these accidents, these car things. Or after it ended. No, we don't know. And this is the trouble with the media, isn't it? They will show the bits that will sensationalise something, but they will never tell you the whole story.
I'm not like a massive support the police guy.
No, I'm not. And but I shall never forget.
Exactly.
The media's got a lot to answer for. More than anything else that goes on, I think. And I think I've said before, I can remember they do it in the middle. They pick out all the bad bits, and they just show anything. It's just to sensationalise it and make it make sort of, you know, like the strike of a match into a bonfire. But I remember when I was a youngster, and I think I've said this before, there wasn't anything much to do in our town, but I used to go down to town, and there was a group of us, we all used to meet up, and we'd stand in one of the doorways in the high street, and we would just stand there and chat, and we would chat and talk and that all evening. There was a policeman used to come patrolling, and he would come down through the high street and he would try the shop doors to make sure that they were locked and secured. We were scared to death of that man. And I'm talking about, well, I was a teenager. I was probably about 14 or 15 years old. And we knew as soon as he was coming down the street, and my God, did we make sure we behaved ourselves. The police officer shooting a woman. I mean, we've seen quite a few videos of people being shot by the police.
That same woman was
trying to stab another. No, there you go. There you go. I mean, I think the last one that they were on about a lot was about they were chasing, or they weren't chasing a car, but they were following a car, and they stopped this car, and their thing was that they had been given a tip off that he had drugs in the car.
So it was very
he definitely didn't have a good criminal record, but at that particular time he wasn't doing anything but driving his car and driving home. And they took him out of the car and he ended up getting shot. And that was somewhere in America. And it was on our news for quite a long time. And they showed the video. And then there was that man who they arrested. I don't know if he was fighting back with the police, but what about that man, and I'm sure it was all over your news, that was a little while ago now, where they stood on his neck and killed him. And I think the police officer there got put into prison for whatever he did, because he killed the chap. He stood on his neck, and the chap was saying he couldn't breathe, and he just kept his foot on his neck, and terrible. Yeah, it's awful. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. None of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, better go back to this, hadn't we? We're going to fast travel. Now, let me get my little book out again.
You're talking about.
You remember that incident, wasn't it? Yeah. So, you've got to think to yourself, and this comes up so often, doesn't it? The colour of people's skin. Was it because of the colour of his skin? I mean, the word around now on everything is racism, isn't it? As well. That sort of crept into the language, and now it's in everyday conversation. Honestly. Goes back to what I say, why can't people let people live as they are? No.
What I think is, that officer probably has to do that 4 or 5 times a day, and probably every suspect
So it's the same thing.
thing.
Well, it's really funny that you say that, because I watch Judge Judy quite a lot. Sometimes I get very annoyed with her, and I think to myself, I can't watch this, and I switch it off. Somewhere the attitude she's got towards some of them. But then I think she's being paid to be like that, isn't she? Because that's what brings in the viewers. But the amount of people that she says to them,
Like I said, I try to be
they
kind
might
to
say
them in
something
these
like, oh, I've got proof. I had proof on my phone. I photographed it, whatever the incident was. She goes, well, show me your proof. And then it's, no, I've got a different phone. I got rid of that one. Or when she says, have you got proof? And they go, well, no, we didn't bring it. the amount of them that say that, honestly, I think it's the same. It's the same reply from different people. Okay, right. So let's get back to this. We've got to get back to this. Central Plaza. Let's go back to Central Plaza, shall we? And we'll start. And we will. Okay, so this is Central Plaza. Right. So over the rooftops beyond to the flag. Use the rope to get to the plaza, which is down there. Well, I've got to find something to keep this book open because it won't stay open otherwise. Let's see if this is strong enough. No. Stay. Stay. Let's put my cup on that one. Right. So we go over here. We're going to do this step by step now. See if we can get somewhere. Right. Nearby, you can defeat the Lumiere citizen to receive the Litesso weapon for Verso, which I did. But we can go and fight them again, which is this one here, I think. Oh, there's two of them, so I suppose they're all going to come together. No, not quick enough to get a first strike. Never mind. Okay. Right. She's all right.
Did we arrive? Harry! On me! On me!
Okay. What do we do here? Let's do
Thegamergranni.
Get them, yeah. See what we can do to them. Yes. I can't remember if dark is any good on these. Let's see. Oh, yes, it is. Brilliant. Skill on this one will be, shall we do 24 harvest again? That seems quite a good one. Yeah. Okay, skill there, but yeah, and on this one we'll do him down, I think. Let's throw him into the fire. There we go. Done. Okay, so that would have got me the weapon, which I've already done, so I will do it if they won't give me twice. On the right and left side you can find Lumina. Yeah. What are the plans? No, it's going to be as normal. We'll go up to lunch tomorrow. I'm very much a stick in the mud, stay at home. I'm not very good with car travel. I mean, we could go around. I mean, my husband would go around anywhere, but I'm not very good with car travel. I never have been. And the only time I was okay is if I was driving, but now I don't drive, so we don't. Do you know what? Fish and chips now is too darn expensive. We had fish and chips yesterday, but it was what I cooked. But fish and chips to go and buy at the chippy shop, I'm not quite sure how much it is, but I know people was talking about it back along. You could go to a restaurant. In our restaurant next door, I do sometimes say to my husband, their meals are okay, and we always have their roast meals. My husband always has beef, and I always have chicken. But the rest of it, I would be quite happy if there was fish and chips on the menu, or steak and chips. But there's nothing like that. They do sort of salad with they do like, the only pasta they do is mac and cheese, but then they put stuff on the top of it. Sorry, I've got the fan on here and it's blowing me. It hasn't got fish and chips, no. Take that off. Yeah, I can't. The problem is with it as well, they do different menus through the week, and we only go. There have been occasions when we go, when we've gone in on a weekday, but we only really go on a Sunday, and they do very traditional Sunday meals there. They have occasionally had fish on the menu, but it's not ordinary fish and chips. They jazz it up and do something else with it.
Their restaurant is in England.
It's in England. I know. But to be quite honest, I will be very surprised if this time next year they are still there, because
how are they not serving fish and chips?
Are they not serving it? Yeah. When back along when we first started going, and even this time last year, on a Sunday they used to be full. Every table would be full.
Come on.
Now for the last few months, there's been us. There's a couple round the corner who usually come, and one over by the window. That's 3 tables. 2 of those tables have only got 2 people on them. One table's got 4 people on them, and very occasionally there's another lot over the other way that are 2. And that's in our section of it, because they've got another downstairs section and another section up the way. That section up the way is nearly always empty. The downstairs section is only for parties. And I know that the chappie that runs it has said before, that's how he makes his money, with the parties. They have baby showers and birthday parties and things. But the normal restaurant, for quite a few months now, there's hardly been anybody in there. And by the time we've got to our dessert or coffee stage, we're the only ones left in there. I will show you. Can I show you something? Where's my phone?
Very slim margins.
Yeah, I mean...
My buddy went and ran a bar for a while.
Yeah. Ran a bar, yeah. Let me see if I can find... Oh, I've got such a load of rubbish on this phone. Why can I not? Let me show you this. I don't expect them to be showing you. Hang on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go.
Are we gonna look at something here?
Whoa, can you see that? Very, very... Can you see that? That's where we sit for lunch. Can you see it? And that little one on my lap is my great-great-granddaughter. She's just coming up to 2. And she was very unexpectedly in there the other Sunday when we were in there.
With a couple of kids.
A couple of kids.
Granny, I can see it. That's lovely.
The one at the back is my husband, and the little one sat on my lap. Yeah, that's my great-great-granddaughter. She was 2 months ago. And they were sat round the corner. Because where my husband was sat in that picture, there's a bit of a wall, and then behind the wall there's some more tables and that. And this little one, I hadn't seen her for about a year or more, so I wouldn't have known her. And there was this little one. She was sat on the floor, right? Mind you, I never ever condoned my kids sitting on the floor in a restaurant, especially when there was people walking through with hot dishes and plates. They were always made to sit up at the table.
Granddaughter. How old is she?
Yeah, she was
What's her
2
name?
a month ago. I think about the 1st or the 4th of July. Her name is Ella. Yeah. But she was sat on the corner, and I sort of looked, and because it was a little one sat there, I sort of waved to her like that. She waved back. Then she got up, and she must have gone, and I saw her go behind. And obviously that's where my granddaughter was sat, right, her mother. So she must have gone to her, and then she kept looking around the corner like that at me.
Sat on the floor.
Do you know what? And in the end, my granddaughter looked round the corner, and then of course I saw who it was, and I was going, wow! I didn't recognise Ella. And then after that, she's very, very social, this little girl, so I'm wondering if she's going to take after me. After that, she kept wanting to go to the toilet, and the toilet was up round by us and up across the other way. And I said to my granddaughter, I said, she want to go to the toilet a lot. She goes, as soon as we get back, go toilet. And I said, and I said to her, I said, do you think it's because she just wants to walk round and see us? And that's all it was. She wanted to keep coming by us. And then eventually, she wasn't shy. She wasn't shy at all. She has been interacted with. The last time I saw her was over at my daughter-in-law's, my son's place. And my daughter-in-law, she interacts with her all the time. She's talking to her, she's sitting with her and showing her things. And she's conversation all the time with her. It's really good. And I mean, so far she's a nice little kiddie. But no, going back to kids sitting on the floor, that was something my kids, when we went out anywhere, they sat down at the table with us and they ate whatever they chose, off the menu to eat. But, well, not only that, I think it's dangerous. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, my two, they were all right when we went out.
In public like that. It's good for them,
Well,
right?
one day we were sat in that, where I've shown you that photograph, we always sit there. Right, and just behind where I was, there's a couple of steps to go up into the next, into the next area. You go through there to the toilets, right? If you go out of that area into there, they've got like a back patio bit where they've got tables and chairs and stuff, right? So that is right next to us as well. I mean, we could jump up and look over the wall, and we could jump up into the restaurant from that way. But there was a man with a little boy. They obviously went to the toilet one time, and when they came back, the man, he saw somebody he was talking to, and they were stood at the top of the stairs. And the lad, he went to a table that was right close by, and he picked up the salt, and he was spraying the salt all across the stairs. And I'm looking at it, and it was very, very hard for me not to say something. And the chap, he saw what this lad was doing, and he just carried on and let him do it. And I'm thinking to myself, For a start, that is dangerous. Somebody could slip on that and fall down the stairs. But you just let this boy spray all the salt around all on the floor. I've seen some things, you know, when I go into town. It's incredible what you see, what people let kiddies do.
I used to go to a pub here to watch the football, and it got to be like a bloody daycare.
Oh, honestly, yeah, it's yeah.
Everywhere.
People don't seem to see of the danger that could occur. And then if anything did happen to their kiddies, because their kiddies were the ones running around, then the person that got injured or something over it would be the ones in the wrong. They were running all around. I was going to carry on this, but I will just tell this. This was the worst thing I've ever seen. In one of the shops, yeah. In one of the shops when I went in, this was some time ago now. And there's you go in the big doors for the shop, right, and you go up, right, practically a little way in front of you. There's the elevator to go up to the second floor, the next floor. And this, well, I call her a woman. To me, she looked like she was at least in her 30s. She comes floating through. And she was literally, the outfit she had on was all gauzy and nylon-y and floaty. How much I've seen all the kids there. Well, this isn't the place for me. I agree with you there, Wilson. This woman is walking along, she's floating through the door. I'm sort of here, and she sort of comes past me there. Behind her is a little baby crawling. It obviously was not yet old enough to stand up and walk. And this baby was crawling. She was taking no notice of it whatsoever. She just carried on walking up the elevator, and I'm holding my in horror. That baby was crawling on the floor onto the elevator, and I'm thinking it's going to get his fingers caught. It's going to be in trouble. However, that baby got up that elevator in safety, I'll never know. But that was horrendous. That woman did not take any notice of that little one at all. That was the worst thing I've ever seen in town when I've been in. Yeah, this was in one of the big shops. I tell you what shop it was. I don't know if you've heard of Woolworths. It was when we had Woolworths. It's closed down now, and it's now Primark. But I'll never forget
What
that.
The hell, Granny?
I know. Do you know, you see something sometimes, don't you, Will, and it just sticks in your head. And I could not believe what I was seeing. I really couldn't. And I couldn't believe that child actually got up that elevator and didn't get his fingers caught somewhere. Incredible.
Yeah, I know Woolworths. They still had them in
Do they
Australia
have- yeah.
when I was there.
I thought they were doing okay here. I used to love Woolworths. Woolies, yeah, we call it Woolies. I've got an idea now in this country they possibly do online. But no, I used to love Woolies. You could get practically anything in there. And I used to love the old-fashioned Woolies, where you used to have the compartments, glass compartments on the counter, with all different sorts of sweets in them, and all sorts of biscuits. Yeah. And they used to have, like, you know, the biscuit thing along there. And then in front of that, there was the broken biscuits that they used to sell off cheap. You know, people used to just go and dig their hands in there and fill up a bag and go and pay for it. Not allowed to do that now, are you? Health and safety and all that.
Now. And they've run everything else out of business.
Ah, right, yes, Walmart, yeah. They've been around for some time, haven't they, I think, in the US. They haven't come through to the UK at all. I don't suppose they ever will now. But we do need some shops here like this, though, because we've got nothing in this town. Absolutely nothing. Like I said, I showed you where I was, didn't I? When we were talking about Portsmouth and that. Google the map.
I understand.
Have a look at our town.
To sell things very cheap, and if you are watching your money, it's good.
You'll see. But then I don't know how old the Google map is now for here. But I tell you what we have. We've got which might be very similar. Oh look, I've done the wrong one here. Never mind.
What's your town
we've got
Granny?
Poundland. Yeovil.
I'll have a look on Google.
Have a look at Yeovil. Yeovil. Down the south coast, just a little way along from Portsmouth. You Google it up and see what you can find. I could tell you where we are if you like, but you have a look at the town first. Right, I've done a stupid thing here. I went out. Pressed the wrong button. So
I'm looking at it now.
Are you looking at it now?
Historic Granny.
Find a place called Union Street. It's at the top end of Middle Street. It's at the top end. Yeah. You need to find the borough. And then it is marked on the map. Find Union Street. No, it's a bit of an old dump, really. No, it's not. It used to be quite a thriving town, but it's just the only thing with it is that it's quite a convenient little town for people that live out in the country, and they come in by bus. Whoops, didn't get that one. Yeah. Oh, come on, where's... No, hang on a minute. Where's my tent? I'm blinking, there must be something wrong with this blooming Wi-Fi today. Where are we? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's go. Can we do anything here yet? No, we can't. So, no, we can't. We can't do this one. No.
Here we go.
One down, two to go.
On me.
Look at you. Go and catch that wood.
Union Street is sort of like a side street
Between Middle Street and South Street. You
Yeah.
got it, Wills. Now find the barber shop.
Hola habla, saludos desde Argentina.
Andre Mendez, hello. Welcome. Welcome. Right, can we do any more? Is it worth? Let's do it on this one. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And what? Can't do anything more on here. So we would just attack this one and hope to get rid. Yay! There you go. So,
It's not man about town, is it?
no. Come up from Manabout Town. You will find a butcher shop on the same side. Look across from the butcher shop and you will see the hairdresser barber shop. You're nearly there. You're nearly on my doorstep. Yeah. The Manabout Town is quite new. It hasn't been there that long. It's sort of popped up. Yeah, our shop is much more old-fashioned compared to that. Have you found us yet? Oh, come on, Liz.
I see Loda's butcher shop.
Loaders Butchers. We're look opposite. I'm trying to see if I've got a photograph that we can compare. And I'm not sure if I've got loads of blooming. We're more or less opposite Loaders. Right opposite Loaders Butcher Shop is a white building. That was where the prostitutes lived up in the flat above it. Right next to that is a white door, and what colour is my husband's? Is a blue door. It might be open. That's ours. That's our shop. Trying to find you a photo to see if we can liaise with it all. But come on, where's some of these? This is all right until you want to find something, and then you can't find anything at all.
I'm looking right at it, Granny.
You're looking right at it, are you?
Haha, very cool.
Yeah, so that white building next door to us, like I say, that was where the upstairs flat is. Was where the oh, here we go. Are you looking at that? Yeah. It's the other way round, really. But so the white door, that's the door I say is our alleyway door. If you open that up, there's the alleyway down to our front door of our shop. Yeah. So there you are. Now you found me. Yeah. So we've been there. Well, my husband started the shop up there a little while before we actually moved down into the flat. He's probably been there about 35 years. Before he was in another part of the town.
It doesn't look like it's got an upstairs.
You won't see upstairs. You won't be able to get in to see upstairs.
The shop.
No, okay, so hang about. Let's see, can I find that photograph again I had? Yeah. If you look very closely, the white door, and just in there, there's a window. That's our flat in there, up there on the top. It looks the other way round, I'm showing you now. It looks, but it's more open than that. But behind, up above that white door, that's the landing our landing window at the top of our stairs. Yeah, that's us behind there. You can just see the flat roof. This white building here now, it's had all those satellite things taken off of it, so it's much clearer. But yeah, we're more or less in the middle of the town. Just a little way. Just a little way away.
Okay.
Okay. So now you found me. There you go. So it is quite private, actually. Yeah, I mean, because really and truly, apart from the people that live in the flat upstairs, we're the only ones that can get through the alleyway door, that white door, because it's always locked. We did keep it open at one time, but people used to come up there and use it as a toilet. So we had to shut it. We shut it up. We closed it up. And there was no problem with it at all until the person that owns that white building now decided to take the entranceway to the upstairs away from where it originally was, which was inside the downstairs shop, and put the doorway that is in our alleyway, that was the fire exit, to make that the door to go up to the flat upstairs there. Otherwise, before that, nobody would come through that alleyway or that doorway except us, because that is our main entrance. But then, like you say, yeah, you can get upstairs as well through the shop. If you go through the back of the shop, you've got a big storage room. We've got a small kitchen there, and then through another door and up the stairs.
Granny.
Okay. Right, so what we got to do now? I've got to get on reading Wikipedia. Oh, are you? It used to be a big gloving industry place, yeah? But I think all of the glove factories and the leather factories and that have gone now. We are more known for the helicopters, and I can't remember the Italians. Was it in 880, was it? You will probably end up knowing more about it than I do, Wills.
I can't even get my head around that.
Really? When we first, well, not when we first came here, but when the children were sort of like teenagers, and as all teenagers like to do, they used to like to go out and about at a weekend. And I used to talk about being a chauffeur for your kids. I used to come down at a certain time every Saturday to pick them up to take them home for tea. And the town used to be crowded. Was it really? I know there was a man called William Dampier. Now, there is a street named after him. I'm not quite sure what he had to do with the town, but it must have been something fairly significant to have a street named after him. Leonardo, sorry, I'm going back to the helicopters. It's at Leonardo's, the helicopter place now. It's called. It used to be called Westlands. No, that was recent, in more sort of recent times. It was known for making helicopters. The Westlands factory. I suppose, yeah, that's got probably quite a little bit of history to it here. Yeah, not a very big place though. Right, so I'm just reading this now. We need to get back to. We're supposed to be gaming, aren't we?
These dates blow my mind, Granny.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another place that you could look up if you're interested in history and that, where I used to live before. It's only
The Wikipedia is talking about the
1200s and 1500s. Yeah, really. Look up another place called Shaftesbury, and that has got some history to it. That's where I used to live before I came down here into Yeovil. It is about, I think they say it's about 17 and a half miles away from Yeovil.
250 years now.
Yeah. It's Australia. Australia hasn't been around. Has that only been about 200 years or so?
Older than that, don't you?
That, don't you? This building that we live in now, this building of ours, that's why we need a new roof on it, was built right. The white building next door to us, by the alleyway, right, and our building at one time was all one building. There was no alleyway there. The alleyway was round the other side, and it was owned by a couple of ladies, and I'm not quite sure what happened, but I think they fell out and they parted company, and the business they were in, they wanted separated out. So our place where we are now was demolished, and this structure here now was rebuilt in the 1950s, and it was replaced, because they split the business, right? And that is when the alleyway got put in between the two buildings. And for some time, the alleyway had to be there because it had the facilities behind their building to
1948.
For the use of their employees, because it was a bar and a restaurant and everything there back and long. So your place is quite an age.
1968.
Yeah. 96, yeah. See, I hear sort of dates like that, and I think to myself, well, that's not that old.
1968.
Because in that time, you see, I was coming up into my 20. Well, 1968 was when my daughter was born.
Hitting the wrong number.
So so I'm thinking, well, that's quite recent. But then when you think about it, we're now in 2025. 60 years. So it is quite a time. Incredible. Yeah. Yeah. But we've had quite a lot of changes in that building next door to us, that white building.
Yeah, it honestly isn't that old. Back then they
a lot of modern buildings, so the techniques. See, this building of ours, this is what I say. Our actual structure of our building is rock solid. and it was built like they used to build in the 1950s. The thing that's letting it down is the roof. But we had the roof done when we first bought this place, which was more than 35 years ago.
My lake house is built like a tank.
And so the roof has stood up quite well. But the actual structure of the building is solid brick. It's solid brick right the way
Roofs
through.
will always
Yeah.
need repairing no matter what.
Of course it
It's
is.
part of maintenance,
See,
isn't
my
it?
husband really wants to put a sloping roof on, but I don't think we're going to be allowed to do it because in our deeds it says that this roof on here cannot be any taller than the roof next to us. So if it makes it up too high, again, you see a lot of this stuff in the deeds is, well, our deeds, when I'm thinking about it now, though I'm saying this place was built in I think the 1950s or so, the actual whole part of it, I mean, our deeds go back to, we've got a stack like this. Our deeds go back to about 1700 and something. There's been an awful lot of changes here over the last, what would it be, 400, 500 years? A lot of changes.
Holy cow.
It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting, actually, you know. I mean, nowadays, you know, the deeds for the land registry for, you know, for your properties, they're all, it's all on this, it's all digital and whatever the technology is they do with it nowadays. But when our mortgage finished, I wrote and I asked the mortgage people that, you know, could we have the deeds, because they were holding them. And of course they sent me, that's how we got the deeds. And they are actually quite interesting to read through. Some of it's very old-fashioned writing and that, but it is very interesting. And it does give you a chance to know more about the history of, you know, the place where you're living. Because I like history. I do. I'm very interested in it. But like I say, going back to the other place where I used to live up on the hill, if you Google Shaftesbury, and then you will be told all about Gold Hill. That is a quite famous part of Shaftesbury.
Union Street
And that
is quite narrow, isn't it?
it is quite narrow. Yes, it is quite. It's not a main street. We're not a main street. Even the main street now, you can't get traffic down it now because they paved it all off and they've tarted it all up.
Right.
There's no through traffic there at all. But sorry, I'll keep going back to Shaftesbury again.
There are a few restaurants around
You will
there.
probably find,
I reckon the ones you've talked about here.
yeah, I reckon, yeah, there are a few restaurants around there. See, next to us, the white building, and then next to us is, I still call it the Wine Vaults because that's the old name of it, because that building has been there, used to be a brewery years ago. It's now called Union Street Brasserie, but I always call it the Wine Vaults, and that's where we go for our lunch every Sunday. Yeah. And Loder's Butchers has been there for quite a long time. And then further down we've got the betting shop. That is fairly new. There was other stuff there first, but it got pulled down and rebuilt down that end a bit. But yeah, it's surprising. I suppose if you look into places in that, you know, the history, sometimes maybe the history of the places that you're living in, you don't, you know, you don't always know 100%.
I see how many of the buildings share walls.
Oh, but it's all shared walls, yeah. I mean, we're shared walls here. Behind me where our kitchen area is, the wall there is also the wall to one of the flats on top of the restaurant, because the restaurant sort of wraps around at the back from the white building in the front. It's all sort of slotted in. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. And
Granny, if you'd like to Google the town where I grew up, it's called Belair.
oh, let me write it down. I will write that down. I did have a look for your lake and everything the other day. So it is called Belair, Ohio, Belair.
Yeah, it's pretty
That
neat.
sounds quite French. Yeah, that will give me something to do this evening. Yeah, that's great. Your house is Schultz. Your house on the road is Schultz Road. Now, I had another look.
Lots of French sounding names.
Schultz
The
Road.
county is Belmont
I think I
County.
might have... Okay, it's Belmont, is it? Sounding it's French, yeah. Yeah, Belmont County. Yeah. See, going back to, seeing as how we're talking about history and that, going back to Shaftesbury, now that's got quite a history to it, and that is
Belmont,
connected
I
with
think,
King
means
Alfred.
beautiful mountain.
Belmont means beautiful. Yeah. And there's not that I've ever been there. The years I lived in Shaftesbury, and I never went to the
Big Ohio River and the hills of the Appalachian Mountains.
Big Ohio in the Appalachian Mountains. Oh man. Yeah, we haven't actually got any mountains around here. We've got a few hills, but no mountains. Yeah, you know, you've got me thinking now, with all the stuff around, what history there can be in it. All I ever knew about from here was that it was a gloving. It was a gloving
Have a look
town.
at that. There's a beautiful old stone viaduct bridge.
Is it Old Stone Viaduct? Now we've got a viaduct somewhere a little way away from here in this area, I think.
It's quite massive.
But I know it was incredible what they used to make though in those years, wasn't it? How they used to make the stuff. And there's always I don't know if you've probably heard of
And there are many
Stonehenge.
bridges in the area across the river.
There are. Well, I think probably the main theory of how they got the stones to where they are to build Stonehenge, and goodness knows how many hundreds of years ago that was, and how they managed to get the stones from hundreds of miles away to build where they've built.
Yeah, I've heard of Stonehenge.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Do you know
isn't
what?
it?
The Druids, they go there on the summer solstice, I think it is, to see the sun rise, because it rises over a particular stone in the Stonehenge layout. And the Druids think it's something to do with their... Is it a religion, the Druids? I'm not sure. Whatever they think of. They're quite sort of all to do with nature, I think, of that, aren't they? But then another thing has been said, that Stonehenge was built as a calendar. From every time where the sun rose, whichever stone it shone on would tell them what time of the year it
Kind of
was.
ceremonial structure for whatever beliefs they had back then.
Yeah, and they've got a stone there called the altar stone. I think it is still quite a mystery to a lot of people. But then you see some people say it was also a burial ground. But which I can remember, we used to go up there. We used to be taken on school trips with the school, and you used to be able to go up there and walk about it, and go in amongst it and everything. You're not allowed to do that now. It could be. You see, that's what some people say it might have been. Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sort of thinking we ought to get back to...
Been area for doing some kind of ceremony or something to do with their beliefs back then.
See, the interesting thing about it, Wills, is the fact that they have been able to match some of the stones that it's built with from a place over in Wales, and that is hundreds of miles away. And they had no transport for these. And I remember there was a program about it once where they tried to recreate getting these stones from this particular part of Wales through into England and down to where Stonehenge was built. It must have taken hundreds of men to do it.
Like sort of monument for maybe religious ceremony or something.
There has been quite a few different theories on it, Wills. But it was obviously built for something. I mean, it wasn't a...
I did hear the theory about the stones coming from Wales.
Coming from Wales, yeah. Yeah. And they pulled those stones, manhandled them from Wales through into, well, what is Wiltshire?
Didn't they have oxen or horses to help them transport those stones?
According to what the people that were recreating it say no, that it was all done by hand. So, I don't know. I think it's still a bit of a mystery. Yeah. Okay, so...
I wonder why they didn't use horses to help out.
Well, yeah. They must have had horses. They must have had horses. I mean, it's quite a little way away when you think that they were dealing from Wales up through into England. But down in Dartmoor in Devon, which is the county where we are now, is the county next to us, there was the Dartmoor horses, and they were wild, but I'm sure people of that age would have been able to have caught them and tamed them and brought them back to use. So, where the story goes that, it was all man done, you've got to sort of query that a little bit, I think. I mean, because that would have been the easiest thing to do in a way. I mean, because there's loads of wild horses out on the Dartmoor. They've always been there. Oh, come on. Right, I've got to find... Right, I need to do... Now, I'm not quite sure...
I can see the barber shop has a flat roof.
Yeah, that's the roof that we had repaired. Barber shop. That's the roof that we had to have repaired. That cost us a few thousand. But that was more, well, more than important to do because it was leaking. And, sorry, I'm running around here, but I think I've got to go that way. And then, of course, the ceiling collapsed in the shop. But that was after they'd done the roof. And we think it was because of all the banging and thumping about they did because they put new timbers and new boarding and everything up there first. And that had to be hammered home. Gosh, that was it. It was just one they'd said to my husband on the Monday night, it's okay, you can open up tomorrow. So he'd gone downstairs to clean the floor and sort the shop out ready for the morning. And he just walked away
Granny
when he
has a
heard
little
this.
video of the inside of the shop on Google.
Is there really? Holy gosh, I wonder that. Do you know what? I went on to something the other day and I saw the shop was advertised and they had the wrong address and the wrong opening times and everything on it. So I had to go and hunt out the company that had put it all up and sort of redo it again, because my husband had a customer come in the other day and he came in about 4:30 in the afternoon and he said to my husband, I didn't expect you to be open. He said, you're advertised at being closed at 3:00. My husband said, no way. That's why I went and I looked around until I found this advert that said, there's a blue door, that's the shop door, yeah, red and white floor, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know there was a video of it, but you never know what's up nowadays, honestly. My husband says sometimes, there's people coming around taking photographs and one thing and another. And I said, yeah, they're probably for these companies that want to make up a directory of shops and whatever. Yeah, red and white checkered floor, yeah. Yeah. And that's it. It's quite old-fashioned, really. But then it's surprising a lot of the customers that come in, they like more of an old-fashioned style. I know there's quite a few of them have said about down the road when you saw the Man About Town place. If you go across from there in that other place, directly across from them, there's the Turkish barbers, and they and there's people have come. Obviously, when they started up, they knew people think, we'll try a new place. And the ones that have come back to my husband and said, I don't like that barber place the way they're doing it. I like the way, because you use scissors. They just use clippers and they just zoom up your hair. See, to a lot of people, that's not barbering. That's just, cutting your hair quick. Yeah.
You know, Granny, it took me years to work it out.
What's that? So you just work out, right? Okay. Come on, I've got to calculate this as well, haven't I?
But barbershops aren't about the shop, they're about the barber.
Yes. No, that's yeah. I mean, well, you see, now because my husband has been trading in this town, I'm trying to work out. We came down here when my daughter, she was 2. She was over 2 years old. And
the shop is just walls, a floor and the ceiling.
She's 50, well, she's 56 now. So my husband's been barbering in this town for 50 plus years. And
the person is who's cutting.
Now he's well known. Yeah. It is who is well known. And, he gets people now that don't live here in the town, but they come down just to go to him to get their hair done. So, yeah. He should have retired by rights, but he won't retire. Give him another 10 years, he'll still be stood at there barbering. I do think, the only thing about him now, he does get tired now. Obviously, as he's getting older.
Than it takes women to figure that out.
Yeah, it takes guys longer than yeah. Yeah, the only thing, again, going back to what we read in our deeds when we had them, that there is a covenant Not quite sure what the name of that is, but it means that it's something you can't do. He is not allowed to do women. Yeah. Yeah, so he can only stick to do men, and I say to him, don't do women, they're too fussy. And he goes, oh, fussy, because you see some of the men that come in. Damn near impossible to set an appointment. Okay. That's another thing, my husband, he won't do appointments. But I think he likes to feel that he doesn't want to be tied up to certain things. He likes to be free and easy. And I can't believe sometimes. No, it's through, but you hardly know what you're doing. No. No, well, that's my husband, you see. Because so he'll go down and he might be down there for about half an hour, 45 minutes or so. He'll get fed up. So he'll close up and he'll go out for a walk in town. And I say to him, so, and then he come up and he goes, oh, didn't do much today. And I'm thinking to myself, no, because you're wandering around town most of the time. But people wait, and I can't believe people will wait if he's not there. Incredible. Me, I think I give up. If I find a shop not open, I'll give up and find somewhere else. No.
That's really
But, cool. Yeah. It is what it is. Well, yeah. And, come on, what are we doing here? I'm seeing you can find a colour. Right, I've got to work myself out here. Look, we're talking all this. That thing, I came down there to come into the plaza to kill these lot here. And it goes walk through the plaza and...
Check my hometown when you get a chance.
I will do. I will sit and do that this evening. Absolutely. And I would very much be interested for you to check out Shaftesbury. And you see if you can find history on that. That is a very historic town. It's all to do with King Alfred. And
Shaftesbury.
No, I will write it. I will write it here for you.
How's that spelled, Granny?
Okay, I'm just doing it, Wheels. But Shaftesbury, Dorset, because it's a different county to here. Shaftesbury, Dorset. Okay. I'm going to say I put Dorset up as well because if you're looking at it on Google, you could be sent somewhere else, and you need Dorset. Just tell Google Map that's the county that you want. Okay. When you Google it, it's only a very small place. When you Google it, it will probably mention Gold Hill. That comes from the bottom right up into town. Up the, which I would call the top end of town,
Look at this place.
there is a cafe called King Alfred's Kitchen. I used to work in there when I was 15 years old. But Gold Hill, it's been on many things. And it was used at one time for an advert for bread. Used to get an old-fashioned lad. They used to dress up what would it be in about the 1920s or so, pushing his bike up the hill, up Gold Hill, to deliver the loaf of bread. Now, I used to live way down that hill, down the street that's at the bottom of it, probably about 2 miles away. That was the country area where I used to live. And I used to walk there every day, go to school. Because the school that I went to, the girls' school, grammar school, was up in the town. And I've walked Gold Hill up and down so many times.
Oh wow, there
It's
are
incredible.
some pictures too.
Oh, for goodness sake, we used to get snow like you wouldn't believe up there. My mother used to live in what we called a prefab bungalow. And that was a house that they built a lot of these prefabricated houses just after the Second World War to house people who had been bombed out. They were very quick and easy to erect and put up. And my mother lived in one of those after she got ill, through doctor's advice, and the council brought us up from the country where we were, down 2-3 miles away, up into town to live. And one winter when I wasn't at home, they had so much snow up there that little prefab bungalow where my mum lived was completely snowed in. All you could see was the chimney sticking out of the snow. And I remember she wrote and she told me about it, and she said we had to have the army come in to deliver us bread and milk and to deliver a doctor or anything if anybody needed medical assistance. Oh, oh gosh, there's probably some stories I could tell you about that place. It was quite a place. The only problem is when you were a teenager, there was nothing there for you. Absolutely nothing at all. Yeah. We did eventually open a coffee bar. What was in the 50s was a coffee bar. And I went and worked in there, but I worked in King Alfred's kitchen first. I don't know what I did after that. I don't know why I gave it up. For some reason I gave it up. I think I like to just jog from job to job.
There are many pictures of a hill with old houses on the side.
That's some kind of stone strung. That's Gold Hill.
On the other side.
That is Gold Hill. You're talking, yeah. And it's exactly the same today as what it was years ago. Yeah.
Like a steep street.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's Gold Hill. Very, very famous.
On the other side.
The structure on the other side was part of a fortification that I think used to be an abbey. I think there was an abbey there. Along the top of that, though you can't see it from your pictures, is what they called Park Walk. And it's got seats and gardens and things in tree lined, and you could walk through it. And it just took you from one end right through to another end. And along there, and this is what I say, somewhere where I never ever went, even though I lived there so long, there's another walled off piece over the other side, which was supposed to be King Alfred's graveyard.
This looks like
and there's supposed to be graveyard ruins. It's very, very much like Harry Potter. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And
movies, Granny?
Oh yes, I did. Yeah, Harry Potter. Gosh, yes. Yeah, I did. Yeah, but it's not changed a great deal. There's not really a great deal you could do to a place like that. No. But and I say it's not a very big place. It does look like that. Yeah, it does. But I Google it sometimes, and I just look around to see what shops have changed. And there has been shops are there, but so many different names now have got it. Incredible. And one of those shop doorways is where I used to stand when I was a teenager, like I was telling you, with a group of other friends of an evening. And that was about all there was to do. And then the policeman would come walking down the pavement. Yeah. And then opposite that, the building opposite that is the town hall.
I see the street side, Gold Hill.
You see the street side, Gold Hill. Yeah. I don't know how old it is. I'm not sure if it's a Roman road.
sign.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a Roman road. But gosh, I used to walk up and down there so many times. Yeah. I think I used to know as well, most all of the people that lived in those little old houses there. But obviously they're all long gone now. Yeah. See, now it's funny, isn't it? As you get older, I wouldn't mind to go back and live up there now. I think it's quite a nice, pleasant little place to live. Yeah. But, oh, God. It did used to get to me as I got older. There was nothing there for the youngsters. Not a thing. No. No, probably there isn't now. They even got rid of the cinema, because we did have a cinema. But now that's been turned into flats. Well, yeah. Oh. Have I finished my tea? Yeah, I have. I could do with another cup. Okay. I really... It's cobblestones, yes. And I'm not sure if it's not Roman.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's something. Can you imagine little old me walking up and down there? And, well, 6 days out the 7 days a week, for sure.
Man, this place, Granny.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with the UK, you know.
It's
I suppose
something.
We don't really realise it, but we have got quite a lot of interesting places around. And again, there's something I never used to say, obviously, when I was a youngster, but then I did used to think as I was getting older, I know people like to go on holiday and like to go to a new place, but then I think, well, why don't you go around in you know, our country? Because I'm sure there's loads of places that you've never seen and are of interest. Yeah, there's probably more things of interest just around in our little area than there is anywhere else. What I was just going to look for was... I'm just getting this... Oh no.
I was thinking that, Granny. At one point I travelled more outside my country than I had inside my own country.
Yeah.
It's odd to think about.
Yeah. I've just Googled Gold Hill because I was wondering. I thought it was a Roman road, but they're saying it's not. But it's a very old, iconic cobbled street. It was a key. Yeah, you see, this is again, the Shaftesbury was what they called a Saxon town, with the medieval, and founded by Alfred the Great. Oh, gosh, yes, yeah. Yes, it was at one time. Oh gosh, this is quite interesting. There's some stuff I didn't know. I've just bought here. Founded in the 9th century by King Alfred the Great, is Shaftesbury Abbey. And this was a fortified town. Gosh, see, I didn't know all of that. You'll have me looking into history now. We'll have to go to Boston. Yeah. So we don't know enough about our own places. I don't think do we, Wills? We really don't. Right. Look, I have got to do a little bit more here, haven't I? People are thinking, whatever's going on here. Now then, I think we've got to do these. I'm supposed to find a young boy, but I haven't found no young boy. Well, I think we need to get ourselves into doing this. Do something before we finish. Yeah. We need to get rid of you, I think. Let's give... No, I want the other one. Oh, okay. Give him a bash. This was the one I was going to concentrate on.
On me.
Oh, wow.
I'd love to see Alaska too.
Oh, that would be something, wouldn't it? Hmm.
Give me a rod. I'm ready.
Cheers, we have just as well. Ooh. I will combust with two combustion.
Granny, we've just been chatting away. Haha.
I know, we've been chatting away. I've been thinking to myself, if anybody else has come on here, they must be thinking whatever's going on.
Soon.
Yes, it's nearly time for me to
Haha.
give a wave goodbye as well. We've had a good chat, I think, haven't we? Quite interesting. Quite interesting. Right, what are we going to do here? I think we can only do just an ordinary whack. It would be good if I could get through here. But then again... Whoa. Oh, we've all got the blight. Look at this.
You grew up
Yeah, I grew up in a Harry Potter town. Yeah. Another place that might be interesting at some time, if you want to look around, a place called Bath. And it's spelled just like that, B-A-T-H. That was where I originally came from. And that was quite badly bombed and demolished in the war. And where my mum worked when she was 14 years old as a kitchen maid or underscullery maid or something. And that's going back a few years. I think Bath might have quite a history. A lot of foreign students go there because they've got university or something there that a lot of people go to. Yeah, that was a Roman town. There you are. I'll give you something to fill your days with. Oh man, no, nice chat, Wills. Nice chat. Right, where are we going with all of this? Let's do some of this. Whoa. Woo.
There's a Roman bathhouse there.
There's the Roman baths. There's the Roman baths.
Holy cow.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I've been there a few times. Because a lot of my my aunts and uncles used to live. One aunt used to live right in Bath. Used to visit her a lot.
That's wild.
And
Granny.
as I say, I was born in Bath just before the war ended. Yeah, we'll have to dig a little bit deeper in the dark and dim past of our family. That's where my mum met my dad. He'd come down
We have a
from
bath here in
London
Ohio, but it ain't
build.
like that.
It's not like that. It is quite Roman. They've kept it very authentic, haven't they? And they were also going to redo another part of it as well. And again, that was on the television some time ago. I might look into that as well and see if they actually did what they were going to do. It was sort of bringing back something to do with the baths there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It is something, isn't it? Crazy, really, when you think it's, for me, right on my doorstep. Yeah.
These old towns are very beautiful.
Oh, some of them are lovely. And I think there are some others around, other parts of the country that are really stunning. Right, we're getting nowhere fast here, I've got to...
It's crazy to think how old they are too. We don't have nothing
No,
like this here.
no, like you say, because you are you're a new country, and also, like as I say, I'm pretty certain Australia too, and New Zealand. Yeah.
Let's start. Ready to carry.
Come on, I've got to get you out. Actually, I could do a thing we put on the radiant attack. Let's do that one. Okay. And also,
Yeah, I think as people settle, they sort of learned what worked and what didn't work in the past, so they developed cities more efficiently.
Yeah.
Settle new places, I mean.
Yes. Yeah. It's incredible, really, isn't it, that there have been people in society that are so sort of well imagined and well capable of bringing about certain changes in places.
Like here in
That we
Columbus,
can now
it's
look
quite
back.
a newer city. All the streets are super wide.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get around here.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Oh, who's that boy? I didn't see him before, did I? Yeah.
And we have highways connecting everything pretty
Everything
good.
pretty good too. Yeah. I think it is like our what we call motorways in that are, when you think about it, fairly new. I mean, they've been going quite a few years. But when you think how other countries are, our road network is fairly new. Because I can remember motorways, yeah. Before motorways, all we had was dual carriageways. And I can remember when because we used to come down here into Yeovil a lot from Shaftesbury. My mum because then it was more of a thriving town. My mum used to come down to do her shopping on a Saturday. And I can remember just outside of town here, it was just an ordinary little 2-lane roadway. And then all of a sudden they decided to make it into a 4-lane dual carriageway. And I can remember them building that. So that was in my lifetime. So what would that have been? Probably 60 plus years ago. Yeah. I can remember that when that was just a little 2-lane road. Mm. Hi. Okay, boyo, he's talked to me and it says, find the young boy to interact with, look behind the tree in the end to find the charge.
I'll tell you. My hometown was basically destroyed because of a motorway they built. That's one.
No, I don't
so
like to hear
sad.
things like that. Yeah. Now you saying things like that. Across the way, some way away, I think it was the Conservative government we had, wanted to build a high-speed train link from London to Manchester. Was it demolished? Yeah, that's awful. So they put into progress to build this high-speed rail link to get from London to Manchester for people to go to work.
Yeah, they cut away about
Quick.
1/4 of the town.
Yeah, this is what happens, isn't it? This rail link shot right through the English countryside, and there was a lot of very old, what we called manor houses that had been in people's families for centuries. And these houses were in the way of where they planned to put this railway, and they compulsory purchased them. And those lovely old houses were demolished.
They shouldn't be demolishing those manor houses.
They shouldn't be demolishing. And these people had to go and find, now where they'd been living in old style houses, now had to move and get into a new build, which probably wasn't to their liking at all. Now,
Sad.
they decided that that railway is going to cost too much money, so they've stopped building it and they're not going to build it anymore. And because of that, a lot of that lovely countryside and all those lovely houses have been completely obliterated. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. That's one thing I must say about around here. Like, going back to Shaftesbury, that there is exactly as it was when I lived in it. It has been expanded. There are now lots of housing estates around that weren't there before. But I can't see anything anywhere when I look around it that has been torn down, demolished or anything. Every building is still as it was. And down here, the only thing they've done down here is they have demolished part of the town across the way. Used to be the bus station, and there used to be like
That's
a little
incredible.
circlet of shops. They've decided to knock that down. God knows what they're going to put there. They had to stop as well because they found a bee's nest. And I think, was it something like 700,000 bees? Or how they knew there was that many, I have no idea. But I think it was 700,000 or million bees. So they couldn't touch them. So they might just as well have left it where it is.
Downtown area
Oh,
of Villa has had many buildings taken down.
it's a shame, isn't it? You know what happens, don't they? I don't know if it's like it over there, but here you
been
get
on
these
the
different
downturn for years.
councils, different people, got these stupid ideas in their heads. I mean, they were supposedly to have refurbished. Now, that's like I'm saying, when you were looking here, you can't take a car down
Granny.
our middle road
You
anymore,
want to
where
hear
the
a
shops
stupid
are,
idea?
because they've paved it all up and put these things, flower beds and things in it, right? And they did the road just around from us,
So right
round the
around
corner.
time I
They put all
graduated
this
from high
gravelly
school.
stuff down there. That's all breaking to bits, and it's all humpy up and down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They passed a tax levy to build 2 new schools.
Yeah. I don't know what our council, the money they seem to think they've got, not using it on the right places, honestly.
And they built these 2 new wonderful school buildings, but they put them all the way out in
Oh,
the country.
don't,
where no
oh,
one can see
man.
them.
Do you know, yeah. See, this is another gripe I have, where they've taken a couple of the big supermarkets we had here in the town, and they've put them out on a trading estate. Mind you, it is not that far to walk, but for people like me, it's far enough if you want to go and do shopping, and then you've got to walk back with a shed load of shopping from the supermarket. I hate supermarket shopping. I don't know why they couldn't have left it. We've got a massive big shop at the top,
Now,
right at the top of the town, just round past us. That
This
has been empty now for must be a year or more. That would have made a great supermarket. Of course. Why do they want to hide stuff away? Yeah. I don't know. It's just somebody else's ideas, isn't it?
They've removed buildings.
Where they were, yeah. Yeah, I know, but it just don't make sense. I don't know. It seems to me that it don't seem to matter whether it is a council or a government or whoever is in charge or supposed to think they're in charge have got such stupid ideas. Really incredibly stupid ideas. Yeah. Oh, it's nearly time to go, isn't it? It's 5 o'clock. I have got to go. My husband will be up in a minute. 5 o'clock. And I suppose because I had cake earlier on, I'm not that hungry now. Oh,
if they had
dear.
Schools near the motorway, drivers by would see them and see some activity.
And some kids in it. I know.
So stupid.
Yeah, but then they would probably say, "Oh, that's too dangerous to have a motorway too close to a school." You know, they come up with all these stupid ideas. Stupid health and safety stuff nowadays. I think I told you. Now you can see what our place is like, right? A little bit. Well, I needed the
No way, not the
I needed
way it's laid out.
Not the way it's no. We needed the satellite aerial people to put the satellite in. And normally to get up onto our main roof, it's far side. Right, yeah. Of course, it's far enough away. Yeah. To get up onto our roof, you get up onto the flat roof of the shop and then up again onto our roof. Right, so that's one ladder up and then another ladder up. Right. So these aerial chappies come along. And they look at it and they said, "Oh, we want aerial." So I said, "Well, I think it's got to go up across the way there."
Besides that,
oh, we can't get up there.
Right there in the middle of town.
Yeah, this is right there. I can't believe it. And I said, "What do you mean you can't get up there? It's your job." Health and safety. I gotta go. I think my husband's finished. So they did get up there in the end, though. Oh, we'll have to phone the boss.
Okay,
I said, we'll
Granny,
phone the
I've got
boss
to
then.
get going.
Yeah.
Me too.
You see, my husband's up, so he's finished now as well. I am hopefully going to be back here on Monday. Have a good
Granny.
weekend,
We will
Wills.
catch up with you
Yeah,
on
we'll catch up on Monday. And have a look into the history and that, like you're doing. That'd be quite interesting. You've piqued my interest now a lot. But there we go. Two historians together, eh? I am now going to do a pink hands Thegamergranni goodbye. Thanks everybody for coming along. Yeah, take care, Wills, over the weekend, and hopefully, all being well,
hand pink waving.
we go again on Monday, eh? Now let's see. I will do my now very famous disappearing act.